to tape. I have the microphone going into my boombox.
Awesome. Yeah,
and then I figure
that.
I will I will drop the tape in the mail tomorrow.
Drop it like it's hot.
Luckily, you live pretty close now, so you'll probably get it Tuesday.
That's probably true.
You could
Wednesday at the latest.
Drive it to his place. In like 10 minutes.
I got work in the morning.
I could always drive over to where you work and pick it up.
I don't.
CJ's got nothing to do on a weekday.
I don't think you would do that.
Don't tempt me.
I'll
drive over to where you work.
That might result in me seeing you at some point.
Why break the streak?
Exactly.
Why break the streak?
Why break goodness?
Greg, you hosting?
No, I was serious when I said I didn't prep.
Oh, okay.
You said you thought you were able to do it.
Why would Greg be hosting?
Because I'm sick.
You
hear this? Fine. You hear this?
You sound fine.
Okay, you sound fine. Yeah,
whatever.
I did not.
I'll start coughing into the microphone, and then you'll be sorry.
Well, I'm not asking you to be a jerk about it. I'm just saying you didn't sound sick.
I am sick. Yeah, can't you tell?
Yeah, I'm sick too. Sick of all your nonsense.
Yeah,
sick of your belly aching.
Sick of all this jibber jabber.
Okay.
I can't see us live yet. I know it says we're live, but it's not.
It does say that we're live.
There we go. Yeah,
I see us live. There we go.
Okay. We doing this thing, I guess.
What else do we have to do on a Sunday night?
Yeah. Hello and welcome to episode 691 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, February 4th, 2020. I am your host, Chris Johnston, and with me from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Hello.
How's it going, sir?
Pretty good. Just watching your Superior Bowl.
Your
Joe Montana's
the big game. The big game.
Yeah, you have to say
we don't want to get sued.
I said Superior Bowl.
Okay.
Yes.
It's I think, what is it? Is it half as old as the Canadian Grey Cup? I think something like that.
Couldn't tell you.
Just saying.
Probably. And joining me from the great state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
How's it going, CJ?
It's going awesome.
Siggity J, as they used to call him in the street.
I'm sick,
That's true.
You couldn't tell, by the way.
We can't tell.
We can't tell.
Your voice is not that different.
It's still nasally and annoying.
It's pretty. Oh, whoa.
Now, look, I am, as we all know, a bit of a nerd.
Sports fan?
No.
Oh, I just
this is my point. I'm gonna take a few minutes here to complain about the big game.
No.
Let me air some grievances
Never mind.
About the big game. Here's my problem with this.
Game. Yeah.
Here's my problem with the big game.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me that dogs, especially puppies, while not stupid, while smart animals, do not have the mental capacity to understand the complexities of the rule set of a game with as many nuances as football.
You're thinking about the other big game, the Puppy Bowl.
I'm starting to think that this big game is just an excuse for people to watch puppies rolling around on AstroTurf.
Hell yeah.
When you really don't need an excuse.
Well, that's just
They're
it.
Puppies.
Why?
The Puppy Bowl is fun.
Why
stuff.
the pretense? Why the millions of dollars being spent to organize this? I can go down to the local dog park.
They make it back in
advertising.
advertising.
That for free.
They make it back in advertising, and they've used the same set for like 10 years now, so it's fine.
If they would,
when you go to the dog park without a dog.
Well, if they would let me into the dog park after what happened last time.
What happened last time?
The courts.
Remember to spay or neuter your pets.
The courts have said I'm not allowed to discuss it. Thank you very much.
Right. I do enjoy the kitten halftime show, though. Do they still do that? The halftime show with the kitties?
I don't know, because I don't get to see all your American Super Bowl commercials.
So wait, they make the cats do the halftime entertainment, but they don't allow them to play?
That's right. Yeah.
Seems racist.
Seems a little problematic.
Yeah, just a little bit. That's a fun time, though. Whoever came up with that on Animal Planet, kudos to you.
That was Jack London.
Pretty soon they're going to have CG dogs competing in the Puppy Bowl.
Did you ever read Call of the Wild? The back half of the book is pretty much just
This is a description of the big game.
It's like in the Harry Potter books where it'd be like, happy school adventures, and then it's like, now we're going to spend a couple chapters talking about Quidditch. Call of the Wild's the same thing.
Back half of the game is just
Yeah.
one Quidditch match.
Look at me, I'm walking around the wild with my dog, and now Puppy Bowl. Here comes the Puppy Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how it works.
I like it.
Yeah, go watch the Harrison Ford movie. You can see
That's
Puppy
not
Bowl
out
on
yet.
the
Not out
big
yet.
screen. I'm pretty
Not out
sure
yet.
it's not out yet.
No, this
Oh,
month I
it seem-
think.
Seems like
Yeah.
it should have been out by now. It seems like a movie that would have come and been out of theaters by this time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
By this time,
They
next
have been
year,
advertising it a while.
Well, that's my point. It's like that Will Smith CG pigeon movie. Have you seen the commercials for
No.
that?
No,
Really?
No,
There's some.
I don't really watch live TV anymore.
I don't
I
either.
don't see
but
commercials. all
But
that
you also
much.
don't go to movie theaters, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Do you? You haven't seen a
Frozen 2. That's why we talked about the
They
Call
did-
of the Wild trailer. 'cause
you know
I
Frozen
No.
2 came out before Christmas, right?
yeah.
I know.
No, there's some CG
before Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Your
animated
Thanksgiving.
computer graphics film by not Pixar, one of the other ones.
DreamWorks
not-
Animation.
Maybe not. Maybe it might be the Ice Age people. Is that Blue Sky?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's Blue
yeah.
Sky.
I
That's
think it might be
DreamWorks.
Blue Sky. What is it? DreamWorks?
Right,
Do they
DreamWorks
own?
Animation?
Does DreamWorks own Blue
I
Sky?
don't know. I don't know.
It's one of the ones that's not Pixar. I can tell
Is
you
Blue
that much.
Sky, is that studio the same studio that used to make video games?
Oh,
I
Pretty
doubt
sure
it.
Blue Sky made video games at one
did
point.
they do the
It's not
Vector Man
the-
games?
It's
I
not the
wanna say
Minions
that was
people,
them.
though, right?
What's that?
I'm gonna
not
look
the
this up while
Minions
you guys are
people.
talking about something I don't care
No,
about.
the Minions people that's Illumination. They're doing the Mario
Illumination.
movie.
That's right. Which,
Yeah.
when are we going to see anything about that?
I don't know.
Hmm.
But my point is, one of these studios they're doing a CG movie about Will Smith is a spy,
Uh-huh.
and he gets. I was going to say magically turned into a pigeon, but I think it's scientifically turned into a pigeon. There's some sort of pigeon ray or something,
That's just science, sure.
and it turns him into a pigeon, and then he has wacky adventures as
Hmm.
a pigeon. Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, right. I know the
See?
movie. They've been advertising that movie for ages too.
Well, that's just it, and it's not out yet.
No.
So I don't know what's
Probably all the reshoots they had to do.
is that a
Maybe-
All the
thing?
Maybe
mocap
Blue-
reshoots.
Maybe Blue
Yeah?
Sky wasn't the same name, wasn't the right name, but that Blue Sky's been around a long time.
Okay, I
Like
just looked this up. It
1987 they were
is
founded?
Blue Sky.
Yeah, but I don't
just
know if
looked
it's
it
the
up.
same company.
It's called Spies in Disguise.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about the video games. Yeah.
No. Blue Sky Studios, distributed by 20th Century Fox. And you know what? I bet the whole Disney deal with Fox threw
Yeah.
this into some sort of craziness. So
Oh, yeah. Possible.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I know. Apparently, it came out already, though.
It did.
I don't know.
It's
I
come
guess.
and gone.
I guess. Figured that would have.
Look it up on IMDb.
Well, I looked it up on the Wikipedia.
Yeah. And when did it say the release date was?
Well, I just closed it. I think it was like it was around Christmas. It may have even been Christmas. I don't know,
Okay.
but
Too many people were focused on cats at that time.
not enough,
Oh,
not
God.
enough time for pigeons.
Not enough time. No.
Everyone wanted CG cats, not CG pigeons.
Well, partially CG.
Right.
They had to
Right.
fix. They had to CG over some of those things.
hybrid human cat CGs. Now
Well,
that
and also
that's
they
out
had to
of-
put out a patch for the movie because they forgot
I
to
heard
like
about
edit
that,
out
yeah.
some. It's just hilarious.
Oh, what a mess. I
Too
hope
funny.
there's
Anyway.
I hope there's similar problems with Call of the Wild, where there's just scenes where Harrison Ford's talking to a tennis ball on a stick. They have to hurry
Oh,
up and
man.
spit a new version out into theaters.
We thought people wouldn't notice, but they did. Movie audiences these days.
they're
There's so many different
sophisticated.
distractions in the theaters that you don't
Yeah.
expect them to actually be watching the screen.
Used to be you could just show a train on the big screen, and people would freak out and think it was going to run them over. But nowadays, people notice when you're talking to a tennis ball.
Is that story actually true that people were afraid at movie theaters?
Me.
I know that is something a lot of people say.
Right.
Was that a real thing?
Was that a Great Train Robbery? I believe was the motion picture.
Well, I mean,
did that?
Yeah, I'm absolutely buy that was true.
I mean, I believe
you
it,
are talking about technology
believable.
that probably felt like magic at the time.
From what I understand, the whole, there's the War of the Worlds story.
Yes.
Where people they talk about the radio play of War in the Worlds sent the public into chaos. I believe that is overstated.
Yeah, it's just a few.
I've read that too. It still happened, but it wasn't like the entire country was in some kind of panic.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That may be a
urban legend.
One of the old classic stories of Tinseltown. Please don't fact check it. It's magic. So
Hollywood magic,
Hollywood magic.
Really.
Anyway, oh boy, there's that cough. There it is. He's
I'm telling you.
He's sick.
CJ, get it together. You still got an hour show to do.
Oh God.
Plus the after show. Patreon friends.
Oof. All right, should we talk about some video game news?
Oh, about time.
I think we should.
Man, so I'm waiting for this all night.
Rumors, of course, swirling that Nintendo is going to put out a Switch Pro in 2020. During their investor meeting, we got official word they have no plans for new hardware in 2020. So
yes,
there you go. So I guess we can put that rumor to bed until about halfway through the year when people start talking about new Switch model in 2021. This is going to be a lock.
I don't know, CJ, because I was under the understanding that there is a new Switch coming out sometime in March.
Well, yes. So they said no new whatever configure like
hardware
Switch, whatever.
Yeah.
And then
that's the joke.
Followed it right up.
There you go.
With
there it
the
is.
announcement of an Animal Crossing Switch.
There it is
on March 13th, which everybody knew that was coming, right? Like you don't just leave that. You don't just leave those bells on the table. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's good. I get what you did there.
I get it.
Yeah. So March 13th, it looks pretty cool. It's
adorable.
Sort
of it's very nice. The colors, I love the Joy-Con colors.
Love the Joy-Con colors.
Dock.
The dock looks really nice. The back of the system too has got a nice print on it, basically.
Yeah.
Yep. And they're also doing a carry case and screen protector that will also be available separately from
they can't put everything in one package.
No. And of course, the Animal Crossing Switch doesn't actually come with the game. Just the Switch hardware itself for $299.99.
Although, do you want, because the dock just has an image of Tom Nook and the nephews?
Yeah.
Nephews?
Yep.
With a clutching some bells in one hand and holding a hammer in the other.
Well, that's just it. Do you want Tom Nook staring at you every time you play a game? Just constantly watching over you, judging you, demanding your tithes?
No.
Seems intimidating.
But I'd be okay with that. I have the Switch dock on the side of my TV. Like I don't have it where I can really
well, that's just it for me. I'm looking at it and it's like it's not really overly visible.
It's not forward facing for you.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, then what good
is that? It's very nice.
Oh, it's adorable.
But I won't be buying one.
I won't be buying this either, but it's adorbs.
Those pastel Joy-Cons are.
Yeah, they're pretty cute.
Wonderful.
I do need to invest in another set of Joy-Cons at some point in the near future because my kids want to play multiplayer games and stuff enough that it'd be good to have another set around.
Yes, indeed. So of course, right around here is the time where a lot of companies are doing various investor calls and whatnot. Electronic Arts did one such call, and they are lukewarm on bringing titles to Switch still, apparently. The quote is, we are always looking and discussing with Nintendo what else we can put on the platform. And as the platform grows, our interest in adding content grows for that platform. Wow. What a sentence. But we're also conscious of the fact that the top selling titles by a long shot are all Nintendo software, which is fabulous software, but it helps us balance the realities of how big our markets could be there.
So same story as the Wii U, same story as the
same story. Although EA put stuff on Wii U, they put Need for Speed on Wii U. They had Mass Effect 3 on Wii U. You remember
How'd those perform?
Well, exactly.
I mean, they would have performed.
Oh, wow.
They would have performed poorly anyway. I'm just going to talk over you when you do that because I know you're going to edit it out. But
go ahead.
They would have performed.
He's going to edit that out like he edits the Satan voice into previous episodes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you scared CJ away. Look at
that. You were saying, Greg.
I mean, the numbers for those games would have been poor anyway because it's the Wii U, and the Wii U's market was pretty small. But then we consider that you're releasing to a extremely small piece of that already tiny pie.
Yeah,
of course, it's not worth it.
No, but I mean, I think there are some titles in EA's catalog that would make good Switch ports, like The Sims and Plants vs Zombies. Like I thought Plants vs Zombies would be
would be a good game for the Switch.
Yeah,
you're right.
For the Switch, but hasn't happened yet. So I guess they're still putting out FIFA, but they're still doing that sort of aren't they still doing that sort of legacy edition thing where they just
like they did with Madden on the
Wii?
Yeah.
So oh well. Let me look at the outline here. So there was Sony put out a survey about remote play.
Yeah.
And they list Switch as one of they ask people like where they would want remote play, and they list the Nintendo Switch as a possible platform.
Platformless future.
In that list as well is the Xbox One. So I don't know how like official that makes anything about
so what
remote play coming to.
Are they suggesting I could play PS4 games on my Switch?
Yes.
Through the magic of remote play?
Yeah.
Dogs and cats
living together.
Cats. No, I mean, talking about the remote play thing and the Xbox xCloud stuff. What is the benefit for Nintendo to allow that on their platform? Like Nintendo, they have Hulu and they have YouTube on the Switch, right? But they don't have Netflix. They don't have like a lot of those sort of app-centric style applications on the Switch.
Yeah, but I mean,
what's the benefit there? Where
that offers something that's in part of what they want to offer their core market, which is gaming, right? I mean,
right.
You can make the argument that they don't want that system to be home to a bunch of different passive viewing streaming services.
Yeah,
but there's a difference when you're talking about interactive streaming services.
That's true, but there's no Twitch app.
No, I'm talking interactive as in something you play.
Playing, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering, like, what would the business case be for Nintendo to say, okay, go ahead and do that? I think play for Switch.
I think the business case is that you have the system in people's hands for more amount of time.
Yeah, it's possible, but playing your competition's games,
if they're making some kind of money on that through royalties or something. But no, but to use a word you used multiple times in the previous episode that somebody pointed out on Twitter.
I think that was Mike Phillips who
you're in the Nintendo ecosystem at that point. So who's to say that when you stop playing The Last of Us 2, you don't sit there and say, I'm going to get an hour Animal Crossing in too.
Sure. Yeah, no, I think that's fair. But I think for a lot of people, it's easy to say, oh, Microsoft just put xCloud on Switch or just put remote play on Switch, when I think there's a larger conversation that is obviously needing to happen on another level, like whether that would be allowed, whether Nintendo wants it on the Switch.
I think when it comes to Nintendo too, how I think it also makes a difference that it is out of the major consoles, and as far as we've seen moving forward, still out of the major consoles by the end of 2020, it's the only one that has a portable option.
Yeah.
And
True.
there's zero chance, at least in the near future, that Nintendo's going to turn around and do the same thing for the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox.
No
Sex.
chance, right? Exactly.
You're never
That's
ever
true.
streaming Nintendo games on those consoles. So
Yeah.
it actually, I think, benefits them if Sony does decide to do it, because suddenly, and Microsoft follows through to do it with the Switch as well, because suddenly you've got access to all three major consoles games on one handheld device. I mean, I know you can do that with your phone too, but I personally am not looking forward to playing games on my phone, because then you need a separate controller and everything, whereas the Switch is a nice integrated device.
Yep.
All there. And I mean, I think it could be a huge boon, and I think it would benefit everybody. I mean, it might hurt console sales for Microsoft or Sony, although it seems like Microsoft is kind of pushing away from that at this point anyway. Yeah. But I mean, you're still getting those games out there. You're still going to get those subscription, and the subscription dollars, I think, are probably way more sustainable than that one-time huge purchase. Right?
Yeah.
Which is why they're already offering a bunch of games on their own streaming services anyway.
It is going to be interesting, whatever platform, if it is xCloud landing on Switch or if it's Remote Play landing on Switch, like how that's messaged. It's going to be interesting if it happens, period, because as you say, dogs and cats living together sort of situation. Yeah. Anyway,
but we're getting so much closer to it anyway. I mean, cross-play across multiple consoles and PC, and
it's beautiful. I love it. It's great. I really, really love being able to play something on the PC and then say, I want to play something on the couch. And
it's like
pick up your save right there. It's fantastic.
My son is gotten back into Fortnite, and my oldest daughter, who doesn't play a lot of games, she's decided she wants to play Fortnite as well. And one of the things that's sort of gotten her back into it is because Holden plays on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
On the big screen, and she plays on Switch. And they can play together. And
they can play together. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. I mean, next gen, I really hope cross device, cross gen, cross progression play becomes even more of a thing. I think you've got, Fortnite,
I think it has
the biggest thing out there. But games like Rocket League and Dauntless and Minecraft and doing that, I want to see more multiplayer games go that way. Anyway,
I think they have to.
I think they have to too. If you want to if you want to have an audience as big as Fortnite, you're gonna have to go where Fortnite went, which is everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. There's a rumor that Platinum Games is going to kick off a Kickstarter for the Wonderful 101 on Switch and PS4 and maybe Xbox One as early as tomorrow as we record this. So it may already be live, but Game Explain broke the news on their YouTube channel, and part of it was sort of hint. There was a photo on the Platinum Games Twitter account that was just like a in-office shot with someone photobombing Kamiya, and his little screensaver desktop thing said that it was 1:01 p.m. on October 1st. So another 1:01 with a Switch on the desk. Was he
listening to Q101 on his Chicagoland radio dial for all the latest alternative hits?
No, he was not. But that's that's part of the rumor. And then, of course, someone posted anonymously on 4chan that it was happening. So that's the rumor. Anyway, Wonderful 101 as a Kickstarter, which I think is a very interesting idea. I mean, obviously, Platinum has a lot of fans. I think Wonderful 101 had a small following, even though I tried playing the demo. I did not like it personally.
No,
want to something crazy?
But
I did not like Wonderful 101 at all.
I really
seemed
did
like
not
something
like
I was going to love.
Did you play the whole game? Did you play either of you?
No, I did not play the whole game. I didn't review it or anything, but just going to various events and playing demos and stuff of it, and then trying
a demo
version.
Did not like it.
And it looked like something I would love, and I certainly really enjoy Platinum's other work. But I could not get into that game to save my life.
Nope.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are in the same boat, but they're going to do a Kickstarter because there is a fan base that was sort of clamoring for it to happen. So I guess they're going to put their money where their mouths are and see if it actually comes to
put your money where their mouths are.
Not my money. No.
Yeah. Well, good for them. I hope it does well. If it is a thing that's actually happening, which it probably is.
It probably is. Yeah.
So
they hinted at it really
yes.
well. Anyway, so you guys remember Flash games, right?
Yeah.
Remember them?
Howdy.
Used to work on some of them.
Me too. I spent a lot of time at Adult Swim working on Flash games, and with Flash being deprecated pretty quickly here and being removed from web browsers at the end of this year, there was a guy who started a project called Flashpoint, which aims to save as many Flash games as possible, and they right now have over 36,000.
Wow.
Oof. You can download in an archive and play.
Man, there's probably like 5-6 good games in there.
I was gonna say there's got to be at least 35,992 terrible games in there.
Yeah, probably so. I checked the list, and there are quite a few Adult Swim games releases in there, which I'm happy about.
I checked that as well. It does have a Robot Unicorn Attack, which
it did. Okay, I wasn't
that was
sure.
A great game, man.
I wasn't sure. Which, by the way, on the day this podcast releases, it's the 10th anniversary of Robot Unicorn Attack.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. And good that it's in the archive because, man, that would suck to have that go away.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you played games on Newgrounds, Congregate, Armor Games, anywhere where like the big Flash game sites, a lot of those games are now being saved, which is fantastic.
The that's been happening, or I think sort of more of a gray area, but because a lot of my last 4 or 5 years has been working on HTML5 games.
Yeah.
Mostly for kids properties, preschooler properties more than anything else. And of course, those are free to play, but after a while they get removed from those sites.
Yeah.
For the different broadcasters. And so nowadays, if I go and try to find, to play something that even we published 5 years ago, usually end up on like third-party sites that have grabbed those and are hosting them, which is nice to see. Because I mean, it's that stuff's really convenient and it's great. And I know that people are clamoring for saving games for preschoolers about Paw Patrol and stuff like that. But it's we're all about archiving this stuff, and it's kind of sad that the amount of work that goes into those things that they just disappear forever, and you never ever hear of them again. And so it's good that that sort of thing's happening. I don't know that I'll ever partake in that list of 36,000 Flash games, but
right, I'll probably only play a few of those. But back in the day, like we used to have a domain checker thing that would check to see if the game was being played on adultswim.com and bar it if it was not. So I wonder if things like that, like security measures, would prevent some games from being included in that archive. That would suck.
I know you probably deprecate that service too at this point, right? But
what do you mean?
The checking all that stuff and barring them.
No, like it wouldn't run. Like maybe it wouldn't run unless the game was being hosted on that site.
Oh, it was right in the. Okay, I understand.
It was in the Flash,
right?
So
the in the Flash is the phrase you're looking for, not Flash. That doesn't make any sense.
In the Flash. Yeah, Adobe Flash, you know what I'm saying? Flash Dance. Anyway,
what?
I don't know. In other news, Atari, or at least the Atari name, is being used to open some hotels in the U.S. And the plan is
not
for
see that coming.
Cities, 8 cities to be included in the list here.
Isn't Austin the first one?
No, it's like Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, Phoenix. Sorry. Yeah.
You know what's going to be nice about these hotels, though?
Here it comes.
What? Brand recognition. That's my
brand.
Really? Brand recognition?
No, of course not. Nobody knows what Atari is these days. But what's going to be really nice is the room rates. I understand they're going to be under $50.
$50.
Now, isn't that nice?
Exactly.
The fun is back.
Oh,
yes, sirree. With a new luxury hotel from Atari.
Gonna have a 2600 suite that's $2,600. That'd be good.
But the entire time you're in there trying to sleep, you just hear.
I don't know, but it's got 52 different game modes. They're just different colors.
Oh,
all right.
There's one room you can get where it's just full of pits that you fall into.
I have to say though, staying on this, like for as silly as this is, because it is sort of this bizarre, out of left field.
Yeah.
Like what? What they describe sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to, see one of these places, and the artist rendition of what the building could look like is very nice.
Yeah.
Well, with the big Atari logo on the
it's
side.
It's a play on an Atari logo that nobody under 40 will remember.
Exactly. But if you did remember that and you were driving down the highway and you saw that, you'd do a double take.
Yeah.
So what are the odds that this was the brainchild of like a 55-year-old businessman?
No, what I think this was the brainchild of is
firm.
somebody who works at Atari who's like, geez, we got to have some money coming in.
People work at Atari?
Yeah, people work at Atari.
That name
Believe it or not.
There are people who own the rights to the name at this point.
Yeah, I know. That's
probably looking at the bottom line.
Some marketing or hotel company that decided that was a good partnership.
That's exactly what it is. It is a partnership with a hotel company. Atari is not actually running the hotels.
Yeah. But I mean, I get it. Like I say, I think the greater idea here is that it's a video game centric hotel,
correct.
which I think is an interesting idea.
They'll have VR and AR experiences that will undoubtedly be broken about 2 days after the thing opens. And then
man, you are cynical tonight. Oh man, you're usually the bright light on this podcast.
They'll have esports event spaces, which is pretty cool. Like imagine a games done quick from an Atari hotel.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't Vegas? Aren't there some hotels in Vegas now that have esports areas?
Yeah. The Luxor, I believe, has that. Yeah. So additional locations are planned for Austin, Texas, Chicago, Illinois, Denver, Colorado, Las Vegas, Nevada, San Francisco, California, San Jose, California, and Seattle, Washington.
So the next time I come to visit you guys, or the next time we all go to Vegas, maybe not the next time, because it'll take a while to build this thing. But
true.
Yeah.
We're totally going to the Atari Hotel.
Definitely.
I don't see why we wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. And with that, I think it's time to get to what you've been playing.
They're just gonna leave a bunch of fruit in the rooms just to get them infested with fruit flies, and then when you complain, they'll just be, no, that's Yar's revenge.
That's what Pac-Man eats. Cherries. We put cherries on your belly.
Like how friggin' what's his name is running the hotel, Sly Cooper's little
Bentley. Sly.
Whoa, that's Yar's revenge, Sly.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Pac-Man.
it's a river raid.
Got some cherries on your pillow. All right. What you been playing, Phil?
Yeah.
Have you go first?
Gee whiz. I've been playing a little more Star Wars. Not that you guys
nothing but
care.
Apparently that sold very well, though. Apparently
it's
like on track to sell like 10 million units. So that's good.
Yeah. It's, you know what? I gotta say, I'm still having fun with it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little janky, like I mentioned, but I'm still having fun with it. I would imagine that if I wasn't playing on the story mode, which is the easy mode,
right,
that I would be getting a lot more irritated with it, because probably the kind of jankiness would be leading to a lot more.
It would actually inhibit your.
Whereas now I'm running around and zip zap slicing up dudes and reflecting laser bolts, and as you progress in the game, you learn force powers, or I guess the way they kind of present it in the story is like you're sort of reconnecting with the Force, because you're a Padawan learner in the game who who has survived the Jedi purge of Order 66, and so you're Greg liked that one for some reason.
I don't know why.
It is, well, you should, but you don't start off with all your Force powers, because that would sort of ruin any sense of progression through the game. So at certain points throughout the story, you like, at one part you're falling and your lightsaber slips out of your hand, and then you kind of flash back to your training with your Jedi master, and you are reminded of, oh yeah, I can pull stuff towards my hand because I'm a Jedi. And you do a little training.
That's what they do.
Yeah. And then you learn to pull stuff. You do the force pull, so that you can force pull things in the world, which opens up new stuff, Metroid style, new paths and things like that. So yeah, I'm having fun just going through, charging into, like I'll be sneaking around up in the upper parts of a level, and I'll see down below there'll be an area with some stormtroopers, and they're on kind of a raised platform, and I'll leap down and just immediately just start force pushing them off the sides before they even get a chance to realize that I'm there. And a couple of them over on a hill, oh, there's a Jedi over there, and they'll start shooting, and I'm just pew 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 reflecting their bolts back and killing them. It's fun.
Okay,
it's fun, and because I'm playing on the
easiest setting,
baby difficulty, I'm not getting too frustrated. Yeah, I just want to see the story. I just want to feel like a Jedi. I
just want to have fun.
I want to feel like a Star Warrior.
Yeah.
So I'm having fun with that still. So cool. I want to. I don't know when's Last of Us come out?
May.
Oh yeah, that got pushed back, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
That's good. That gives me, because it was originally like mid-February, right?
Yeah, it was the end of this month.
Whew. Okay, good. Well, that gives me more time because I'm slowly inching my way through the Star Wars. So, you know what else I picked up?
What's that?
On the PlayStation 4 this week, a remastering of an old PlayStation Portable PSP game. Do you guys remember that? The PSP,
I do remember the PSP.
PlayStation Portable?
That was going to change portable gaming.
It was kind of like...
When that thing came out,
yeah,
that was like magic. I could not believe I'm playing Ridge Racer.
It was like magic?
It was.
Magic?
Yeah.
I mean, it was exciting from the standpoint of... It was exciting from the standpoint of we were still all thought that optical discs were the future. And this thing had an optical disc drive. Seriously, I mean, that was exciting.
But I mean, portable gaming before the PSP was, the Game Boy or the DS. It wasn't like PlayStation.
You couldn't watch movies on your portable game.
No, exactly. So it was a different experience to load up the PSP and be like, "Holy crap, this is."
Let me remind you that Shrek is available on a Game Boy Advance cartridge, Greg.
You wouldn't want to watch movies on that. How about that?
Oh! Don't tell me how I enjoy Shrek, Greg. Okay, I watched Shrek as the director meant it to be seen, and that is via Game Boy Advance cartridge.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is, PSP had a game called Patapon.
Oh yeah, right.
And then
I remember it.
And then sometime later, they had a game called Patapon 2, and that's the game I bought.
I remember that too.
They just re-released it because Patapon, of course, was remastered on the PS4 quite some time ago.
Yes.
Yeah, and wasn't Patapon 2 announced quite a long time ago?
Could be, boss.
I think I recall that.
I don't know.
That was a weird voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it came out. It's
finally out. That's good.
It is about $15 USD.
15 American dollars.
I thought you were going to say 15 megabytes.
No. It is more. It is more than 15 megabytes. I do not know how big it is, but it is more than 15 megabytes.
Okay.
But I picked it up, and Patapon, by the way, is still awesome.
That was a good game.
Absolutely.
Patapon
That was a
is
fun
great.
game.
Patapon is great. Poem.
I do question how well it will do on PS4, but it is a great game.
I mean, it's probably not going to sell Jedi Fallen Order numbers.
No, well, of course not. No.
But for those, you know what? For those who have not played Patapon, which is
how do you play it? How do you play it? What kind of game is it?
Well, you get a controller, and you just press buttons to react to stuff on the screen. And if you do it, if you press the proper buttons correctly, you will eventually win the game.
Oh,
it's very similar to most other video games in that regard.
They're called game tapes.
There's no actual tape involved. My goodness. Yeah. What is this? The 1990s?
Yeah.
So Patapon, and by extension, Patapon 2, the Pataponing, are rhythm action games in which you play as you, a sort of godlike figure, commanding an army of adorable little Patapon creatures. And the Patapons are little... They're kind of like silhouettes, little one-eyed creatures, and you move them about the world and coerce them to move or to attack by striking your buttons in certain rhythms. So, like, hitting the circle button makes a little pon sound, and hitting the square button makes a little pata sound. And as you progress through the game, you start learning different 4-beat measures. I know nothing about music, so I hope I'm using the proper music terms here. 4-beat measures that will basically function as commands. So if you do, what is it? Pata, 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 pon.
Mm-hmm.
That makes them start marching forward. And then when you see an enemy, you start tapping in pon, pon, pata, pon, and that triggers them to attack, and you keep attacking, and then you switch back to pata, 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 pon to get them marching again. And again, as the game progresses, you learn more commands, so you're trying to juggle all these rhythmic orders in your head and issuing them at the correct times and on the beat. Of course, you have to stay on rhythm, lest you disrupt your troops' movements. And it is terrifically fun and incredibly satisfying once you kind of get into the rhythm of the game. And
how do you find the rhythm thing, being on the TV?
That would be my worry.
What with lagginess?
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, I have only played a wee bit of the game so far, so
you can't judge it on that.
I've only played like the first 2 levels, which I've done quite well in.
Not to brag,
but
I've done really well.
But gosh, I'm really great at most things.
That's why you're just gonna stop now and never play anymore. Because
that's it. I'm done.
Those first 2 levels.
I'm gonna rack that up as a success and move on to the next one.
Trophy unlocked.
Yeah. So it didn't seem to give me much trouble, but then, like I said, I've haven't had time to play.
You haven't gotten into the challenging areas either, though.
That is also true.
Right.
I'm assuming there's some sort of calibration.
I'm assuming so too.
I've not dug into the menus.
Although I don't think there was with Parappa the Rapper. I don't think they had calibration, did they?
Right, but Parappa Rapper is not Patapon.
I found, you're right. Man, Jammer Lammy, I think it was. I found it unplayable on my TV.
Really?
I just couldn't do it. I couldn't dial in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
A lot of those rhythm games.
Yeah, I was bummed.
Just,
although
do it.
Jammer Lammy is can actually be pretty difficult. It was even
it can be.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It was difficult when I wasn't dealing with screen lag.
Right. Yeah. Like the original, like PS1 Jammer Lammy was tough.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good game.
I do wish at some point Sony would pull a Microsoft and put some of its lesser known games like this on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Patapon, Gravity Rush, like
Gravity Rush is so good.
Give some of those titles a wider audience. And put them where they might be appreciated, which is portably, not on a home console where you're competing with Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed and
Duty.
whatnot.
Gross. You know what's killing me though? This PSP. I really liked the PSP. I was a big fan of the PSP.
PSP had a good library. We've talked about that multiple times on this
absolutely.
Show. The PSP, it's easy to look back on it now, and I mean, it was, not a good move by Sony, I don't think, but it did have a really strong library.
Absolutely.
I thought it was a good move. The problem is Nintendo had better moves.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was a good move if the competition didn't exist.
Well,
was it the PSP Go? Was that the name of it?
Yes.
Yeah, CJ had one of those.
I have one. Yeah. I still have one.
Which was great. A PSP that did not have the UMD drive.
That's
Is that correct?
Yeah, it was all digital. That was a little slider thing.
That was the beginning of CJ's all digital future.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're right, actually.
I think it was.
I think that was the beginning of it.
You had that. You had one of those. I think the first time I saw it was when we went to Vegas for your wedding.
Possible.
And I believe I remember you saying something about how, like, this is it. This is the perfect thing. It's all digital, so I don't have to carry a bunch of cartridges or UMDs around.
Yeah. And here's the thing. After that,
since then,
after that point, like, and in Japan, they had a program, I think, where you could trade in your UMDs and get digital codes for those games. But
they never did that here, right?
They did not have that program in the US. So,
too bad.
Of course, getting a PSP Go meant leaving behind the entire library of disc games or UMD games that I had. So I thought, if that's the way we're going, if we're going more digital, I'm going to want to bring forward a lot of these games that I'm already playing. So I may as well just make the switch now. I'm going to be paying full price for these games anyway, because I don't buy a whole lot of like used games, or I buy games on sale, but it makes more sense for me just to go on and buy digital. So I've been doing that ever since. Yeah, the PSP Go.
Yeah, there you go. One thing that that's killing me though is that there's still no other way to play my favorite PSP game other than on a PSP.
Yeah.
Powered Up. I refer, of course, to Mega Man Powered Up.
Yeah.
Which is
why hasn't that come out on Switch?
Why isn't that out on anything? I mean, the Maverick Hunter X, which was the remake of Mega Man X,
which was also excellent.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. But they released that on their Sony's digital service, so
you kind of think, good. So that means Powered Up must be right behind it.
But nope.
Weird.
Yeah,
that is weird.
It is a bummer because it's a great game.
Maybe one day.
I designed a level in that game.
You did?
I did.
It's actually on the UMD, or
it's not on the UMD, but it was available
user generated content.
No. It was official DLC.
Oh, okay.
Official released by Capcom DLC. If because that game had a level editor, as you recall, and of course anyone could make levels and upload them and download them and everything like that. I also had the most downloaded user level. Thank you very much.
Not a whole lot of competition?
No, actually, well, there was ample competition. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But because I am the most creative guy on the planet, I did a Mega Man version of Super Mario World 1-1.
Of course you did.
Thank you very much.
Of course you did.
But here's the trick. Because I was working at
Mega Man.
Because I was working at GameSpy at the time, I got, I was reviewing the game, so I had an early build of it.
Oh.
So I was able to make that custom level and upload it before the game came out. So when the game was released and you go, let's see what user generated levels there were. The first one that pops up is like, oh, it's Mario 1-1, but Mega Man now. And so
you cheated.
Well,
yeah, I feel like you cheated.
Well,
you totally cheated.
But I don't know if you remember this, but Capcom, they, in addition to the user generated levels, they also had some official levels that Capcom created.
Remember that, yeah.
And you would download those as well. But in addition to the ones that Capcom made, they also reached out to a few game outlets like magazines and websites, and with an offer of, hey, if you guys create your own level, we will put your outlet's logo in the background and put it
Oh,
up as an
right.
official level. And so there was like a Game Informer one. There were a couple other ones, but there was a Game Spy level that I designed. Thank you very
Excellent.
much. So what do you think of that, tough guy?
I like it.
Yeah, you better like it. Oh, I'm going to point this out too. Since we're on the subject of PlayStation portable systems, I posted this on Twitter yesterday. You saw this. I was at Target last night.
Target,
the popular big box store here in the United States, but not Canada.
Not good enough for Canada.
And I was over in the children's clothing section because I've been getting some phone calls from Finn's school saying that he has to start wearing shirts. Class for some
Weird.
reason.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Seems like a lot of arbitrary rules that I'm not really down with, but whatevs. Yeah, so I was just looking over to see what shirts they had for the youngsters, and Target usually has a shelf with like licensed shirts of Finn wants a Minecraft shirt or a they have Fortnite shirts and Five Nights at Freddy's shirt, all the stuff that kids would like. And they certainly have like Mario and stuff, but every now and again they'll have some like random stuff that kids aren't really into, but their parents like probably are.
Call of the Wild. Harrison Ford talking to a tennis ball.
Call of the Wild shirt, absolutely. And an Atlas Shrugged shirt there as well.
All the things that kids are into.
Oh man. Yeah. So I was looking at the Anna Karenina shirt that they had there, and then right next to it, they had a PlayStation shirt. It had the PlayStation logo written out, and then underneath it were line drawings of the original PS1 controller without the analog. Then they had a DualShock 4, and then right up at the top a line drawing of a Vita, of a PlayStation Vita. And
kids remember.
And I was delighted. This is so weird because this shirt is made for like a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
No 6-year-old is going to know what a Vita is. But their parents do. So if any of you
Ethan.
Yeah. If any of
your son probably knows what a Vita is, right?
No, he does not.
No? Oh,
no.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna make my you can't play these modern day games until you play Uncharted on Vita.
Yeah.
What was it? Uncharted the Golden Showers or something? I don't even remember.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, he has no idea what a Vita is.
Okay.
But if anyone out there wants to force their kid to wear a PlayStation Vita, head over to the Target there.
Target. I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can get on some of that. Oh, one last thing. For not actually having played much this week,
I know.
I'm gabbing for a long time.
segment.
Yeah, you have one thing on your list.
I know.
Yeah.
But you know what? I signed up for something this week to play. You know what I did? You know what I did this week? Uncharacteristic for me. I turned on my Xbox One.
Did you sign up for the Phantasy Star Online?
You bet your bippy I did, buddy boy.
There's a Phantasy Star Online beta?
Phantasy Star Online 2 is coming to the Xbox One, and after some extensive updating, I was able to download.
I was gonna say that must have been a fun
extensive updating.
I had to download the client for what Xbox Insider something
the
or
Insider
other.
Hub. Yeah,
that's what it is. So I downloaded the hub, and I signed up to take part in the PSO2 beta because PSO is amazing.
Yeah,
I love.
Did you check what dates they're doing that beta?
Yeah, it's soon, right? It's like next
upcoming
weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, it's next weekend. So it's basically Friday night through Saturday night, and that's it.
Right.
That's one of the reasons why I never get
Amazing.
in on those, because it comes and goes by the time I even remember it was happening.
But they have like special, and of course PSO2, by the way, has been out in Asia forever,
for years.
So really, what are you testing here?
I know, right?
But they're gonna have like in-game events basically like every hour or every couple hours.
That's crazy.
Through that period, and I just looked at it. I was like, I want to try that. There's like an in-game concert. It's weird. Anyway,
who's playing? Who's playing at the in-game concert?
I don't know.
Is it Hatsune Miku?
No.
Is it Hatsune Miku?
It's Nickelback.
Oh, is it Hatsune Nickelback?
It's Marshmallow.
Is it the Slipnuts?
Baby Metal.
Oh, Baby Metal. I tuned in for that.
Yeah, I know you would.
You know who loves Baby Metal?
Who
is my kid?
Finn.
Finn is way into Baby Metal. Absolutely.
Nice.
Goodness gracious, yes.
That's exciting though. Yeah, I'm excited to see PSO 2.
I hope
this is a good one.
I know. Remember Phantasy Star Universe?
Ooh, terrible.
Also, one of the games we launched our show on.
Was it really?
Yeah, the first couple episodes of Player One Podcast, we were talking about Phantasy Star Universe.
PSU.
Yeah. That one also had some real weird freaking problems where like the headset sometimes wouldn't work. Like
really?
Be able to...
that was the least of that game's problem.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I've been playing.
Okay.
Thank God.
Now I've got my one thing.
Is it Sea of Thieves?
Well, I've been playing that too, but I won't bore you with that.
Good.
No, but I've been playing a little game by Typhoon Studios called Journey to the Savage Planet.
Oh, yeah.
You're not.
Art thou bored?
Yeah. When this game got announced, the trailers for it just looked really awesome. It's like a exploration shooter that has some sort of like Metroid trappings to it. And the hook is it's co-op. It's a co-op game. You can play online together with a friend. So I enlisted the help of Mike, and who I often sail with on Sea of Thieves and play Dauntless with, and we started playing Journey to the Savage Planet. Now the problem is it only saves progress for one person, and Mike started the game originally, so all of my game progress or all of our game progress is shared, and he has.
That seems like an oversight.
Yeah, it's a little weird. But yeah, this is a Metroid style game. It's not like an exploration game where you have to worry about oxygen levels and like crafting anything or any of that stuff. You do craft stuff, but it's more about exploring the environment and like Metroid Prime, like scanning life forms and collecting indigenous materials to then get back to your ship and print upgrades for your suit at. So you find out that the Savage Planet that you're on is actually like this big sort of staircase.
Was Earth all along?
Step structure. And it's sort of at the end, it sort of looks like the Castlevania box art with the like the journey all the way up to the castle at the top.
Is it a ziggurat?
I don't know what that means, but sure.
What?
I guess so.
Jeez Louise. Read a book.
I don't have any time for that.
Let me tell you, Call of the Wild is full of ziggurats.
All right then.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's just a really fun exploration game. If you were in the mood for a Metroid style game, I think this one's worth checking out. The humor is great too. Like they have fake commercials that play in your ship for fake products, like the Meat Buddy.
Mm-hmm.
It's an extruded like pet that you can build, and
an extruded plastic dingus.
Yeah, something like that.
Is it the Daddy-O?
Yeah. Love that movie.
Fargo, classic.
Hudsucker Proxy, one of the great Coen Brothers movies. Anyway, and they had another director on there too. What was his name? I can't remember.
Why, Sam Raimi, of course.
Yes, but anyway, so Journey to the Savage Planet apparently is a short game, but
it's my favorite kind.
Yeah, but it is really fun and looks great too. It's just a Metroid style game. So if you're in the mood for that, Metroid Prime 4 is, ways away. I highly recommend Journey to the Savage Planet. At least check out some of the trailers that have a hint at some of the humor. It's a good time. And maybe that it's better in co-op than it is solo. I don't know, but it's a heck of a fun time in co-op. So and having a good time with it. Anyway, I guess that means it's time for Greg to go.
Sure. So I went back and finished 1980X on the Switch this week.
Oh, do you have a spare 10 minutes?
Yeah, it's about
Phil,
20
you
minutes
really
left.
have a hate on for this game.
It really does.
Very misplaced.
You really do. And
I'm
I want to point out, like last week when you crapped all over it, I didn't say a word because you're entitled to your opinion, and but have at it.
You really have a hate on for it.
Oh no, it's fine.
I will say that last week we were talking about the collectibles in that whatever that ninja running game is.
Yes,
they do mean something.
Well,
you collect them and it actually lengthens the sword.
Right, I said that.
We said that.
Okay, I wasn't really listening. I tuned out after a while because there's only so much bile you can take at one time over a $10 game.
Look, people need bile.
Nah, they do actually.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it helps with digestion. I mean, don't poo-poo bile. It's a necessary part of everyday life.
No, that I've thought about it.
I don't know anything
people
else
do need bile.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say about it outside of the fact that I still enjoy it and I still highly recommend it. Because somebody was asking on Twitter. Yeah. I also finally, and I tried this game late last year. CJ's best friend, Mike's friend Jim, suggested I play this.
What? So what does that make us?
You and me?
Yeah.
Greg's friends.
Absolutely nothing.
There it is.
Yeah.
Classic.
It's a great line.
Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, he had showed me a PlayStation VR game called The Fisherman's Tale, which I have mentioned on the show previously, and it was on sale in the most recent sale on the PlayStation Network. So I finally picked it up, and it's only probably 2 hours long as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a really, really great little puzzle game. That's I really, it's one of those you play it with move controllers, and it's very much like Batman actually, where the two move controllers are your two hands, and you just the whole game is about manipulating different objects in the scenes. And but it's all it's basically a story about a puppet. You play as a puppet in a lighthouse. And the whole idea is that you need to get from your little model at the bottom of the lighthouse all the way to the top of the lighthouse and light it because there's a storm coming. And it's a French game, and it's really, really well made, and it's really interesting because all the puzzles are very much playing with size and moving objects in and out of the different worlds. Where like when you start in the main room at the bottom of the lighthouse, everything's actual size, but there's a model of the lighthouse in the middle of the room, and if you take the roof off the model, you're looking at a diorama of the room you're in.
That's cool.
And then, but the other thing is when you take the roof off, if you look up, the roof has actually come off the area you're in as well, and you can see up, and it's just multiple copies of the same, getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
So it's like you're in a box that contains the universe that your box is in.
Exactly.
This was a Futurama episode.
And then maybe it is based on that. I don't know. But anyway, so like the whole idea becomes like manipulating objects in one world and interacting with the other world, and the puzzles get more and more intricate as you go up. It's really great. It's a simple play. It's not too expensive. I don't remember what the sale price was on it now. I don't know if it's still on sale, but I really enjoy it a lot. So anyone who has a PlayStation VR headset, you should check it out. I wish there was a demo or something.
No.
There might be, but I don't believe there is. But yeah, it's just a sort of a really chill puzzle game. You're not under any strict time limits. It's very creative. Yeah, highly recommend it. And it's like I said, it's something that my buddy Jim showed me. He had a copy of it that I played like the first 10 minutes and I really enjoyed it. And I just been always meaning to get back to it and I never did. So
right now it's on sale for $9.74 in the US and regular price is $15.
Oh,
yeah. So it's less than $10. Not a big risk. So yeah, highly recommend that. The only other game that I've been playing this week, and I've only played about an hour of this, Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise, which I believe is the same team that did Yakuza.
Is it really?
I think it's by that team. I don't know 100%. It might just be using.
This game was localized here as Last Battle Lost Paradise.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I've never been I'm not a big Fist of the North Star fan in any way, but I mean, like most people our age, we at least know what Fist of the North Star is.
Right.
And you have like a rudimentary understanding of it because of games like Last Battle. And of course, Fist of the North Star came out, I think, on the NES, definitely on the Game Boy. Black Belt came out on the Master System, which was also a Fist of the North Star game.
Well, there was also there's like the Musu game.
Yeah, there's like a Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, it was one of the earlier shows I remember that was localized, that you could actually watch in English.
Yeah, well, that was
subbed or dubbed, but
that was one of the big.
Yeah.
Like in the 90s
Streamline video
anime first started coming out over here. That was certainly one of them.
And it stood out too because it was super violent and it wasn't just like an American
through
cartoon.
That guy's head.
Yeah.
And everybody knows the gif of You Are Already Dead.
Yes.
Which they play on a lot.
Oh,
that line
really?
gets said a lot in this game. So it's I don't know if it's the Yakuza team or not.
It is actually. I just looked it up. Yeah.
All right. I thought it was, but I wasn't 100% on it. So it basically, I mean, it's just a 3D brawler for the most part, although I think it does open up into a bit more of a Yakuza style where you can wander around freely. As well. It's really, really pretty. It looks really good.
Yeah.
And the fighting system is kind of neat because like one of the things, I forget the name of the main character, Kenshiro.
Kenshiro, yeah.
Kenshiro. One of his things is like we were talking about, like the You Are Already Dead. So like he would use attacks that wouldn't necessarily knock down his opponents, but then they would literally, their bodies
internally bleeding.
Yeah, they would
burst.
Like balloon up and explode. They would burst.
Right.
So you'd say like you were already dead. Like he had said you'd already dead, and the guys behind him kind of trembling, and then giant spray of blood. So it's like a real-time 3D brawler, but you still are capable of doing those moves. And it's all just sort of based on a button combo system. That's really, it works really well. It's really easy to get a hold of. And in the meantime, you just want to use regular attacks. Like you have his, I forget what it's called, like 100 fists. He basically rapid fires punches after a while. Yep. And it's funny because he'll do like a battle cry at the end of that combo that is exactly the same. I'm assuming it's right out of the show, but it's also the one they used in Last Battle, so it's exactly the same as the one. Kind of funny. But it's a game that I've been meaning to pick up because it looks really cool. It's by the Yakuza team, and I think there's also a thing like the whole idea in this series is that it's a world that's been ravaged by nuclear war, so you're mostly in a gigantic desert for a lot of the time, and I guess you can find old Sega arcade machines out in the deserts.
Oh, really?
That you can then play.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's cute.
But anyway, I've been waiting for it to get cheap, and I think it was down to like $30 Canadian a couple weeks ago on Amazon, so I finally grabbed it. I haven't played a ton of it yet, but what I have played, I really enjoyed. And as usual, it's got an easy mode, so if you don't want to get stuck with the challenge being too high, you just kind of want to move through the story because it is a very cinematic game, as it would be from this team. You can do that. So, yeah.
See, learning that it's the Yakuza team now, I'm suddenly a lot more interested.
Honestly, because the license alone wouldn't have been enough. I mean, I'm interested in the license, but I'm not a big fan of it, right?
Right.
In any major way. But knowing it was the Yakuza team and actually hearing some pretty positive reviews of it, I'm like,
Right.
when it was on my watch list, like when this gets cheap and I got a little extra money to spend, I think I'm gonna grab this. And so it finally hit that.
It's only $20 here.
There you go.
On the Amazon. So
Phil, you should spend $30 after the show tonight. 20 on that and 10 on A Fisherman's Tale.
maybe.
Anyway, that's all I've been playing.
All right, then I guess that means it's time for tweets.
Well, hold on a second. I'm adding some games to my wish list. There you go. East Memories of Salsetta, Timeless Adventurer on PS4, released on March 31st, 2020. I got to put that on my wish list as well. Let me tell you something. I enjoy the Ease games.
I've heard that about you.
Yeah, I have heard that as well.
It's true.
For a few years on this show.
I do. And you know what else?
What?
Tweet-a-tweet, tweet. Oh, tweet.
All right. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Runtus Maximus, who says, I finally finished Deadly Premonition after buying it for 3 different systems over the years. Do you have any games that have an end that you really love but never seem to finish?
So many.
So many.
Like we're talking hundreds.
I mean, up until recently, Link's Awakening, I bought on the regular Game Boy. I bought the DX version on the Game Boy Color. I bought it on Virtual Console and then bought it on Switch and finally finished it on Switch. Yeah. I think Majora's Mask, I have it on N64. I have it on 3DS.
That's one that
I have it on Virtual Console, and I have never finished Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I've never finished that either.
That water dungeon inside that turtle, I never get past that. That is where I stop.
I don't think I've ever even gotten that far.
Yeah.
Trying to think.
Yeah, I've never finished Ocarina of Time.
There's just so many. Really?
You've never finished Ocarina of Time?
Nope. Got to the water temple and was like, you know what?
That water temple was a pain in the ass.
Water temple is a pain.
Don't have time to deal with this nonsense.
They did make it easier in the 3DS remake.
Did they?
Yeah.
Which I have.
They improved it quite a bit.
Okay.
So if it ever comes out, if it ever gets, well, I should say when it gets re-released on Switch or another Nintendo platform, as it inevitably will, then give it another shot.
Okay.
But yeah, I have a bunch of these.
Yeah,
mostly old school games that get re-released, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll pick that up, and then never finish. Yeah. All right. Acralius generic interweb says let me start that over again. You are allowed to go back in time and introduce your younger self to one game released between now and then. What is that game and why?
So, meaning like go back in time to a younger self and introduce us to a game that's not going to come out for years?
Right. Yeah. Or between now and back then.
So, presumably, child us would be like what? Like Atari era? Like early 80s?
Yeah, I guess
like pre-NES?
Yeah,
no, I'd say like
an era here.
I'd say like pre-PlayStation.
What?
I'd say end of 16-bit.
Really?
I'd say Grand Theft Auto 3 would be pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah?
No.
Why is that? Why would it be
if all you'd experienced was 16-bit games up to that point?
Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't you go
Forza Horizon 3.
Go to one of the later GTAs.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I'm just sort of thinking of when the shift happened, but yeah.
I
actually, sorry, that would be hilarious when you consider how big of a deal was being made over Night Trap and Mortal Kombat at the time. Go back to somebody in like 1995 and show them Grand Theft Auto 5.
No, also show them BMX Triple X.
Or BMX Triple X.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like this is all doesn't
or
the guy
game that Rockstar did that was hyper violent, Manhunt.
The ping pong.
The game that
table
got
tennis
slapped with a restricted
Yeah,
rating here in Canada.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Wow.
It actually fell under the film rating system up here
Oh, wow.
because by law you can't sell an R-rated movie to a minor here.
Okay.
So they decided to rather than figure out what to do in the video game or try to pass a law or anything saying you can't sell M-rated games, they just said no, we'll just slap an R rating on it, and then you can't sell it to minors.
Wow.
I don't think I ever played
Still did,
Manhunt, but it
obviously.
did. The
It wasn't
marketing
good.
for it anyway seemed more like a torture porn type game.
Yeah.
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 You know what? Just thinking back to like 8-bit era, not even really 16-bit era, but like just the 8-bit times. The concept of a 3D game was so like just kind of out of the realm of possibility, other than, there was, like what Battle Zone and some of the old like kind of vector arcade games and stuff like that sort of toyed with 3D.
You're talking if you weren't like a PC gamer, because you did have things like Doom and that sort of thing happening there.
Right. But I mean, but even I'm talking more like kind of like the mid late 80s. I mean, because Doom was like what 90.
I thought you were talking more like
or something.
mid 90s, but yeah.
No. I'm talking like 80s, like mid late 80s, where the idea of like a 3D game was so foreign.
Yeah.
Where what I thought when I was that age, like kind of like mid 80s, like junior high, when I would think about like, oh, what kind of games would we have in the future? My mind couldn't really wrap around the idea of, oh, they're going to be 3D open world type stuff. It was always in my head just like 2D platformers, but better looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And in kind of a weird way, just to kind of play off of that, it would be fun to show that era Phil, like mid 80s Phil, something like do you remember the Wario Land game on the Wii?
Yeah.
Shake It.
Yes.
That had like just kind of it was like kind of like just beautiful
platforming.
But like it was kind of like all like 2D kind of cell animated. I don't believe it was actually cell animated, but it had that look about it where it was just like it looked like a cartoon, something like that, but you're controlling it. Kind of like, hey, this is like this kind of has that look of like a Dragon's Lair game.
Yeah,
but you're actually controlling it as opposed to just
it would be like
reacting.
showing your like 1987 self the remake of Dragon's Trap.
Yeah,
where you're literally playing a cartoon.
Yeah,
it looks like you're playing a cartoon.
Exactly, something like that.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
I think I would go late 80s CJ and bring back Super Mario Maker.
Oh, that would be a fun one.
Holy crap, that would blow my mind.
That is true. It's like, here you can make your own Mario game, but also
levels.
You can make it look like, I mean, like the new Super Mario look. We obviously take it for granted, and
sure,
in a lot of ways we would like. I know when I would mess around with Mario Maker, I always stuck to the 8 and 16-bit stuff.
Same.
But I mean, even to be able to, you can make a game that looks just like Super Mario Brothers, but if you hit this button
or world,
now it looks all super fancy, and that would blow your mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. Anyway, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Super Cambot, who says, do you have any gaming etiquette pet peeves? I can remember watching my neighbors play Double Dribble while eating pizza and getting grease all over their NES pads.
The worst.
It still comes to mind
even
after more than 30 years.
Here's the thing.
I turned into Danny Tanner when people touch my systems. Is that a Full House reference?
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't get that reference.
But get that one either.
I think Danny Tanner was Roseanne's son. Or
oh wait, you're right. Yeah.
What?
No, there's DJ.
It was DJ.
It was DJ.
No, Danny. That was Bob Saget.
Yeah.
That was Full House. Was he fastidious? Was he very
Possibly.
fastidious?
Oh, maybe he was. I
Okay.
didn't like Full House, so I don't know. I never watched it.
Gaming pet peeves.
How rude.
It's one of the things, and maybe you guys have dealt with this too, where you've got young children.
Yeah.
And this has gotten better, but touch screens that are all
Gunked up.
fingerprints and gunked
Right,
up.
right.
and-
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the worst. I hate it.
If you're gonna play video games while you are eating Cheetos, at
don't.
least have the courtesy to lick your fingers clean before you touch the controller.
True.
That makes
true.
it worse.
No, because that's it cleans them up. It makes the cheesy bits flow off the controller better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's vile.
So yeah, on the kids playing games tip, Charlotte plays Dragon Quest Builders, she plays Minecraft, and she plays. We were playing Wander Song earlier today, and she oftentimes likes to just spin the analog stick and either like spin the character in place, or if in Wander Song's case, there's different like notes the main character can sing if you do the right analog stick, and she'll just like continually just spin. That annoys me.
Wow. Have you talked with her about this?
I have.
Oh man.
Like, don't spin the analog stick so quick.
Don't kick too quick. That's
Yeah.
Life lessons learned from Newman Athletics.
Yes. But also in 3D games, like if she's playing Minecraft and just spinning around and I'm watching, I get dizzy. I get real dizzy.
Well, that
This
sounds
is how
like
you
a
get-
you problem.
I know. Well, it is entirely a me problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is how I'm going to get my dad to puke. Just to sit here
Yeah.
and spin. Watch that happen. Yeah.
That's how she's gonna get the car from you when she's a teenager.
Yeah.
I'll stop spinning around in Doom if you let me take the car out on
And it'll
Saturday
work.
night.
It'll
Yeah.
work. It'll work for sure.
Ugh.
No, but like, handling a controller roughly,
Mhm.
that gets to me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
CJ likes a channel.
Yep.
I like, yeah.
He likes a soft
Gotta be
touch.
gentle
Yeah.
with your stuff.
He likes to
Come
be
on,
respected.
come on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What do we got time for? We're going to do one more.
I'll tell
Sure.
you this. I just went ahead and pre-ordered that Ease game.
Thanks.
Why-
For
I love that you
Why-
went and did that. That
Thanks
wasn't what we
for
were
the
talking about
update.
at all.
Yeah, but you know what?
you could have said I went ahead and bought a Fisherman's Tale.
Yeah, I know,
or-
right? It's like
Nah, well,
Something like that.
I'm sitting here. I'm right here. I got Amazon open.
Sure you do. Yeah, I'm sure you do.
What sure you do. Like I'm like this is a gotcha moment here. No, I do.
Yeah.
It's right here. Yeah.
All right, let's do this one from alias ZMiller1902, who said, "What is your video game holy grail? That is one item that you would love to have if it were budgetarily feasible. Mine is a new copy of Shantae Game Boy Color. This will probably never happen."
I got one of those.
I got one of those too. I bought
Yeah.
Shantae back in the day.
Yeah, so did I.
It's
How's that
in
make you
great
feel?
Condition.
Hmm? We both have it. We got
We
it.
both have it.
Doesn't even you know what? It's in my storage unit. I don't even know where it is right now.
I'm
Wow.
same. It's my
Yeah.
storage unit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's terrible. You know what? That's only half true. The box is in storage. The cart is right here next to me in my my box full of Game Boy games.
I see.
That the actual cardboard box and instruction manual is off in storage at the moment.
All right, Holy Grails.
Holy Grails.
What do you think? What's one video game item you'd love to have? This is a tough one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one that I can think of just because I've been looking at some of the other games on this system recently. I own a Pioneer Laser Active. Time Gal on the Pioneer Laser Active currently goes for about $5,500.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'd like to have
Jeez.
that, but, if I had that kind of money to throw away.
Right.
Hmm.
Do you know Hudson Soft, the video game
I thought you were
company.
going to say Hudson Hawk.
Hudson, do you know Hudson Hawk for the NES? That. Hudson Soft, the
Yes.
company. Their employee, Takahashi Meijin,
16 shot.
16 shots Takahashi.
Mhm.
Famously the inspiration behind the character of Master Higgins in Adventure Island.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Famous for being able to tap a button 16 times per second. I would like one of his thumbs.
That would turn it into a keychain. Be like a Lucky Rabbit's foot.
Are you kidding? No, that would be on display, and you need a little display case for it.
Better as
You
a
know?
keychain.
No, it'd wear down in your pocket. You wouldn't want
That's
that.
probably true. You're right.
Yeah. Holy Grails.
I have one.
What's
I have
that?
one.
What's that?
You remember, of course, at EGM, we had a couple arcade machines in the office, and one in particular was a dual seat setup of Hydro Thunder.
Yes.
So if it were budgetarily possible and space possible,
no,
I wouldn't mind having a Hydro Thunder machine.
You are a world record holder.
I am a world record holder
in that game.
It's true.
Yeah.
I want to say too, because I was talking about this with somebody on Twitch or Twitter today, where I've got a pretty good collection of Genesis hardware, sticking with the Genesis stuff, for obvious reasons. But there are 3 pieces that I don't have. There was a Middle Eastern MSX / Mega Drive hybrid console.
Oh yeah.
Called an AX990, I think, which is about $500 or $600. The Amstrad Mega PC, which was a PC Mega Drive hybrid in the UK, which I've never seen for sale. But then there's one thing that I know I'll never ever get, and I'm trying to quickly find a value for this, but I'm not finding it anywhere. Which is the Heartbeat. It's called the Heartbeat personal trainer, which was literally a repackaged Genesis that connected to an exercise bike.
Okay.
And it had a game with it called Outback Joey, which is one of the, I'm looking at price charting right now.
Yeah.
A complete price they've got listed, $10,000.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I believe Outback Joey is married to Down Under Jessica.
So that's another thing that I will never ever have, but would love to have.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I actually have one. I mean, there would have been a time where I would have said like, stadium events cartridge or something like that. But now that I'm not collecting NES games anymore, I'm really not collecting much of anything these days. Except Transformers. Lego, but that's hard. I don't know if I'd have a video game holy grail of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe some old Game and Watch. Like I wouldn't mind getting like the Legend of Zelda Game and Watch, or like the Super Mario Brothers
dual screen again.
Yeah, I have the Donkey Kong Game and Watch.
I had that back in the day, and I rolled the score on
that. Nice.
Yeah.
I rolled the score on a couple of my old Game and Watches back in the day as well.
So good.
Good. But because I bought the Donkey Kong one a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Or so. I just got it off eBay, and it's loose. It works, and it's in okay shape. But it still functions and everything. But it's just the system. But it'd be cool to get like a Zelda or Mario one that is like mint in box with everything.
That'd be super cool.
But yeah, those are
Famicom Disk System would be fun too.
Yeah, but those are so finicky.
I always wanted one of those. Yeah, they're finicky, so I wouldn't do it. But
too, just because they're cool looking.
The yellow discs, those are sweet.
Oh yeah, they're great. They're cute little machines, but yeah, the failure rate on those is so high.
Yeah, or like a 64DD. That too is like, it'd be cool, but
would it though?
No, I wouldn't use it.
I
for
mean,
anything.
come on.
That's the
other thing too. It's like, there's all this stuff that's rare and valuable, but it's like,
would you get any use out of it? Or
yeah, what would you do? I mean, do you have any strong attachments to any of the things that are on the 64 DD?
Oh, I kind of wonder about the question, because wasn't Shantae released on Virtual Console?
I believe it
Or
was.
hasn't it been re-released?
Might have been. Yeah, but they have the original.
It's different having the original. Yeah.
Yeah, you're playing it on the original hardware with the actual cartridge, and it's and the thing is that's a fun game.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like that's something game. That if you get that, you're gonna want to actually sit down and play it. If you got Doshin the Giant for the 64 DD, are you actually gonna sit down and play that thing?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't.
So I don't know.
Okay.
I say that it's like it'd be cool to get one of those Game & Watches. Am I gonna sit down and play Super Mario Brothers on Game & Watch for more than 5 minutes? No.
Unlikely.
No.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think that's a show.
I think it's a show.
Well, all right then.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You will find Generation 16 episodes.
The script for the next episode is now done.
Excellent. You'll find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about during this episode, and other links as well, including a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode and video games and really anything you want with us and our other listeners.
Hey, CJ.
Yeah.
Did you finish up watching The Good Place?
I did.
Oh, how much did you cry?
Almost all the way through it.
There you go.
No, I cried a lot though.
Did you really?
Yeah, I don't like to
big baby. That was a good episode. Oh, and now he's gone.
Yep.
I think I offended I offended CJ.
I'm back. No, I did watch it, and I actually read spoilers before watching the episode.
What?
I was like, I don't really want anything to take me by surprise, because I know it will.
Oh my God,
take me by
CJ.
surprise. So I went ahead and just read about some of the things in the episode, and it still got me. Still got me.
Yeah. What were you just too nervous about the fate of your favorite characters?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering how much I was going to cry during the episode. As it turns out, a lot.
I mean, Tahani Palpatine? Who saw that coming?
I know. It's a good show. And
It
it's
is a
a
good show.
really great finale, actually.
It is a good show. Yes, it was a good ending. If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening application or service. We're all over the place, baby. We're on Stitcher. We're on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch archives of our show and watch us live most weeks on the youtubes.com/P1 podcast. Follow our Twitter account, friends, to find out when we will be broadcasting our next live show. Probably going to be this time.
Yeah.
Probably going to be right here.
Yeah.
Right now, but later. And you know what? If you've liked what you've heard, and how could you can head over to patreon.com/P1 podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. It will help CJ pay for his therapist because he is too heartbroken after the ending of The Good Place.
True.
He's got a lot of emotions he has to work out.
A lot of emotions.
And who can blame him?
This isn't a cold. I've just been crying constantly for the last 2 days.
Well, that it breaks down your immune system, and it's
right.
It's just it's a train that leads right into and you're anti-vax anyway, which doesn't help.
No, that is not correct. I am all the vaccines. Give them all to me.
I don't care what it is. Just if you walk up to CJ with a syringe, he will stick it into his arm.
True.
He doesn't even ask questions.
That's
needles.
True.
Needles. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
And hey, Patreon friends, If you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
cheap.
there it is. Look at this. We're getting it.
We're getting there.
Did you write this down?
I actually
Phil?
didn't.
Amazing.
This
That's less
is
surprising.
it's coming to. Well, no, of course I didn't. That would involve me doing something to prepare for the show.
Mhm.
But
True.
this is coming
true.
together pretty
Okay,
well, I
it's
have to
good.
say.
It is,
Until
it is.
someone was like interrupting my flow.
I've actually decided we need to mention the app again. So if you can go back
Oh, jeez, Louise.
to.
And
Just
hey,
kidding.
Android cell phone
Just
telephone
kidding.
users.
Don't do it. Don't.
Oh boy. If you are a subscriber of that $5 tier, you gain access to a special bonus after show every week where we play games, we crack wise, we have fun. It is a hoot and a holler. And of course, it is our way of saying thank you to our wonderful Patreon supporters, because your monthly contributions do indeed help keep our little show on the road. It pays for us to do this, our live broadcast. It pays for all those lovely imitation flowers that CJ decorates his home with. And
Right
there it is.
Yeah.
But no, for sure it is. And it does. It helps us out, keeps the lights on. And we hope you join us. And if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to generation-16.com, where you will find the Patreon link to help support Greg Stewart's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite second banana, Sega Genesis.
Also cheap.
It is also cheap and also
Indeed.
a quality show.
Thanks, Phil.
Greg.
I appreciate that.
Is that's it, right? That's the whole McGillicuddy.
Yeah.
CJ,
Yeah. Huh.
thank you, of course,
Thank you, Phil.
for everything you do. I hope you're feeling better.
I hope so too.
I hope you're feeling better. Have you been taking a lot of liquids?
Yeah.
Ingesting a lot of liquids? You've been
Yeah.
resting?
Yeah.
Okay, take care
Done
of
all
yourself.
that. Yeah.
Take care of yourself, buddy.
I will.
Gregory,
Yo.
thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Phil.
And is the big game over yet?
It is.
Oh,
I'd like
really?
to let Ethan Einhorn know that his favorite team choked.
Who so the Chiefs won?
Yeah.
The Kansas
right.
City Chiefs. Let me be the first to say congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs, this year's premier football organization. San Francisco 49ers
Blew a 10-point lead
How did they win?
Wow.
to lose by a lot.
Oh, really?
Amazing. That's great.
Wow.
That sounds like an exciting game, though.
It actually turned
watch-
into quite an exciting game. In the
You
fourth
watch a game
quarter.
like that, even if you're not into sports, you can get behind that.
You know what's terrible though? They're still the second best sports football team of the year. They're still second best. Nobody cares though.
True.
No,
True.
everyone just cares about the first place team. No one cares about those runner ups.
Nope.
Second comes right after first. And of course, thank you to you, the listener, for tuning in all this time. We appreciate it. We love you all, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Unless you're a Patreon person, and then we'll see you in a few minutes.
True.